right, so let's go ahead and get this thing popping. Bring it back. The thing that got me through 2020. Energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Spirit finger on the hose. All right.
Deep breath. All right, let's get it.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing in the world of SoundByte? Today.
Now let me cut that out. What's going on, SoundByte? We are back with a new year, new content. We are dropping it here for y'all. You know who is all in the building if you have watched our previous episodes. If you haven't, I'm Tez. My boy Ferg is here with the blue background. Give it up for Ferg. Clap, 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 clap. And give it up for my man Jay over there looking like a Family Dollar brownie. What is going on?
What's up, bro?
All right.
What up?
Today, as I always say, we are here to talk about some of the best eras in hip-hop, R&B music of our time. Our time meaning the span from 1990. Shout out to the people who turned 31 this year. Woo woo. And all coming all the way up to this year, 2021. So we gonna go ahead and get this thing popping. I don't know where I want to start, but I want to go ahead and put it out there that Travis Porter was to go for college, 2009 through 2011-ish. Boop.
Hold on. All right. Before we even get into this, what is your I guess your protocol for what you would define as somebody having an error? For you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
good question.
Okay, yeah, that's a valid question. So for me, someone who has an error,
Let me get my voice on.
someone who has an era is someone who they pretty much rule music. Like every time you cut the radio on, it was them. So, like I said, Travis Porter, anytime you cut the music on, anytime you cut your radio on, my local station is 102.1, 102 Jams. Shout out to them, B-Dot, Roxy, and Osama Ben Drinking. Shout out to them. Like that's all you heard. Like it got to the point where I just played my MP3 in the car. At the time, I think I had an iPod Classic. So I just played that in the car so I can listen to my own tunes. But I mean, I still played Travis Porter. I mean, Jay, like, what do you see an era as?
I don't know, man. I think I got to take it back to like 2000 and maybe 5, probably 2005 in the Soulja Boy era. That dance music, that ringtone era, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like Soulja Boy pretty much shut it down during that time. You know, everybody cranking it up, you in and all that stuff. I got to give it up for my boy Soulja Boy for that era right there alone, because I mean, wasn't nobody else doing what he was doing. I mean, D, what you think about it?
Yeah, definitely. So what I feel like I would classify as an era would be kind of like what Ted said, like every time you turn on the radio, they was on the radio, or if like just consistency during a time period. Like Travis Porter was consistent at least, around like 2 years span. Every time they dropped a song, bruh, it was on fire. And just that whole area for music period, like people like Waka Flocka, the Roscoe Dash, OJ, like just that era alone, bruh, undefeated. Like you said, had college parties on lit, clubs on lit, strip clubs on lit, the radio on lit, everything, bruh. That era was so undefeated. Not just like I just saw an era. I mean, I saw a thread on Twitter about it, bruh. Sent me down memory lane. I'm going just scrolling, just watching videos of Travis Porter. Bro, good times, boy. Good times. That's all I had to say. Good times.
And my boy K Kemp, man. I hate when people leave out my boy K Kemp. You got to think about it. K Kemp, I'll do it, man. Come on, man. Everybody knows. Now all that. Yeah. He was out at the same time. But he get overlooked because of Waka Flocka and those other guys you named. So I mean, I gotta put it in there.
All right, so let's say this. So let's say, like, I mean, I would say like Atlanta at that time was just really, really popping.
Facts.
I mean, Atlanta for music is almost always popping since like Outkast. But at that time, Atlanta was like really, really popping with a lot of artists.
True.
That's true.
I
Listen
give
to
you
That's
that.
very
I
true.
give you that.
For me, the only reason it's not that I leave K Camp out, but at that time, it was Travis Porter's era. Like
Yeah.
like you said, '05. Jeezy was out at the time. You still had Kanye out at the time. Jay-Z was still making albums. 50 Cent was still killing it. I think Ja Rule was coming to his end, but at that time, it was
We
Soulja
winding
Boy's
down.
era. It was Soulja Boy's era of music.
Yeah.
All any dance track that came on the radio, if it wasn't Soulja Boy, it was Soulja Boy. And
Right.
I mean, the only other person that you can give credit to for dance music, it really wasn't considered dance music. It was called club bangers. Was Lil Jon, and East Side Boys. Lil Jon on any track back then, you was just hype. That was it.
Okay.
Lil Jon Easy.
Hey,
That was it.
If you weren't snapping your fingers, doing your step, or you at the time, doing it, like Travis Porter say, hey, you was missing out. Period.
Facts. That's all facts, bro.
That Soulja Boy era was really dope too, bro. Because he started that whole YouTube, like you said, YouTube dance craze. You know, everybody, Superman, everybody like people when the Batman came out, people start trying to make their own type of superhero dances. And bro, this man made millions of dollars off YouTube, bro. Like
exactly.
basically the first one to basically do that.
Okay, so T-Time. I'm glad you said something about YouTube videos and crews. Soulja Boy did create an era for dance crews. I remember seeing a video of some of my lovely friends, DFB.
Hold on.
They made a dance clip, and they are on YouTube.
And nobody tell you to bring that up.
So if I find that clip, let me find that clip.
I hope you know.
It's gonna be in the video, and it's gonna start now.
Hey, it was DFB, bro. It was DFB, but it sure wasn't them franchise boys.
Exactly, them Ferguson boys.
Yes, sir. Hey, the Ferguson boys. Don't hate now. The Ferguson boys. Yeah. Back then, it was a fire video.
You're right. Back then,
now you look at it, and people be like, "You."
Right. Yeah. You got one of them old school embarrassing moments. It's all right.
It's all good, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, because you gotta think, bro.
Music.
Like at the time, like it was super dope to have a video on YouTube. YouTube was just starting out real big. People were just trying to find out what to put on YouTube. And I think one of the funniest things on YouTube was the boy getting bit by his baby brother. Getting his finger bit by his baby brother.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Oh.
Then the laughing cat or something like that. And then Soulja Boy came out, and it all switched around to dance videos. And
absolutely.
If I find it, you on blast, bro.
I ain't put it up there, brother. I ain't embarrassed. I ain't embarrassed.
That's back when we had the Jabot jeans, the Forces, slouch socks, the long white tees, headbands, wristbands.
Hey, you know what? You want to know what's funny? Since we're gonna bring up something funny for D, I got something funny. That was when Michael Vick was hot too. Guess what I had? I had a Michael Vick jersey. But guess what it said on there? Players. And guess what shoes I had on, bro? The Fusions.
The Fusions, bro.
He couldn't get the number change.
That was an era. That was an era too. That was an era.
So we're gonna talk about
the clear forces, the Fusions.
With the tube socks.
That's clear.
With the tube socks, bro. If you didn't have on if you didn't have on the Jabot pants with the tube socks, with the t-shirt with the crease down the middle, you weren't doing nothing, bro. I'm telling you. 3X. If you wear a large, you win a 3X. I'm telling you right now. If you wear a 3X, you win a 6X. I mean, that's just where we at.
Boy, wearing a bed sheet, boy.
That boy like a ghost, bro.
So one thing I want to comment on is how we going down memory lane. It's like really nostalgic to have your music go with your outfits. So, bringing all of that up, at that time we was 14, 15, 16, and like just those memories of half our life ago are embedded in us forever. And just hopping back to the topic of music eras, right before Soulja Boy came out, everybody wanted to rock everybody wanted to rock a bulletproof vest. Everybody wanted to rock the big jeans with the white forces. Some people had the black forces if you dangerous like that.
If you dangerous like that.
and they had on the G Unit beater. Because 50 Cent was out here murdering everybody. 50 Cent had his own era. When he dropped the New York drill music, it really took over. Go shawty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. Disco Inferno.
It really.
We gonna talk about that video. We're not gonna talk about
BET
that video.
Uncut days.
Yes,
Boy, tell me about
BET
it.
Uncut days, 3 a.m. If you can stay up, then it's on.
That was
And
the
if you
era.
get out,
ready.
and if you're in school and you get home by 5 o'clock, you can watch 106 in Park and see who on the number one.
Exactly.
That was the
We
era
waiting
too.
on it. We waiting on it. We waiting on it.
Yeah.
Bruh. But that 50 Cent, the way 50 Cent came in and made an era on his own, bruh. Like he came in, went after almost every New York artist, basically, prove his point, got on top of him and made an era for himself, bruh. That 50 Cent is a G Unit era was definitely a big time, bruh.
Exactly.
Like you said, everybody was listening to G Unit. That was like,
Yeah.
definitely, bro. Everybody, if you want to listen to G Unit at a time, like had one of these CDs or something on your MP3 player or anything like that, bro, you was losing because they was definitely taking over the rap game, bro.
Well, I see where you're going with that, but I figured if you wasn't listening to G Unit, you was listening to the Diplomats.
Bro, thank you. 2 arms up, touchdown, Tez.
I think you can listen to both. I think it's both because I mean, if you're like us, like big music people, I'll definitely listen to both because Joel Santana is my favorite.
Yeah.
So I was definitely messing with Diplomats.
Yeah.
Facts. Cameron all day.
I feel it. I was definitely a Diplomats fan. And then I also still had I think like 50, that group was the only group that wasn't like G-Unit wasn't taking over. It was Diplomats. And I don't know if it was because the team that Diplomats had behind them, the whole Rockefeller group, but it was basically, I get what you're saying, it was basically either or at the time, but I was putting with both.
Yeah, a lot of people were rocking with both of them, but I mean, pretty much, if you weren't rocking with G Unit, you was definitely rocking with the Diplomats. Shout out to Cam, Jewels, Jimmy Jones,
J.R. Ryder.
Bowling. Yeah, man.
J.R. Ryder.
And you can't tell me that you did not think about getting a pair of G-Unit sneakers.
Facts.
What? Yeah, bro.
Come on, bro.
What?
And then, if your mama used to get her hair done, you go to the beauty store and they had a G-Unit chain in the window for $20.
Boy,
I
remember
to the corner store and they had the Diplomat shirt, the Diplomat t-shirt
chain
in the window, red, blue, and white.
Chain.
2 for 20. 2 for 20. Yes, sir.
They had them cheap tobaggans where they misspelled diplomats and it said duplomats
on purpose so they can sell it.
Oh yeah, they didn't want to get no copyright, problem.
Exactly. Boy, I tell you. But still too, in that time too, you had other, artists like T.I. and Jeezy that was just sitting in circles with the trap music. So I mean, of course, the trap sound came in during that same time period because that was like some of the biggest times for trap music because you went from the drill rap to the trap sound, and so you had artists like T.I. and Jeezy battling for the King of the South type of things like that.
Don't leave them out. Do not leave them out.
Gucci Man, come on, man. You're not
Gucci.
gonna leave out Gucci Man. That's the king. That's the king of trapaholic mixtapes. Gucci Man.
And there is, there's this thing out who actually started trap music. Who started the whole trap era. In my eyes, I would say T.I. Yeah, I might say Gucci. Yeah, I might say Jeezy, but I'm going T.I. It's starting the whole trap era. I think T.I. did. In my opinion, which I think.
When you see me in the street, shout it, you don't know me. I don't know. I mean,
you see me in the street, shout it, you don't know me.
Gucci Man said he was whipping in the kitchen before then. So I mean, I don't know, man. Then Jesus talking about he was selling, he had keys at his auntie house. So I don't know. Somebody lying. Somebody is
Listen,
lying.
man. T.I. was a rubber band man. While I was a Taliban, 9 in my right, 45 in my other hand.
Okay.
Look, this is the way I'm
T.I. started it, bro.
So a lot of people say T.I. started it because T.I. came out first. As far as like in a major way. Gucci has always been low key. He didn't release his first album for a very long time, but everybody wanted to either be a So Icy Boy or a Snowman.
Yeah.
Well, everybody like it's just like a good, it's like a 33% pie. If you ain't like Jeezy,
hold up.
If you ain't
rubber
like
bands,
Jeezy,
rubber bands. Huh? Some people want to be a rubber band man.
That's why I said we was going around wearing rubber bands on our wrists. Everybody was wearing rubber bands on their wrists.
Come on,
like,
bro.
True.
And had no money to
money in your pocket.
Yeah, niggas didn't have money to that, but they had the rubber bands on their thing. Yeah, and bro, like T.I. was like, he was probably the first one to actually like include trap into like a form of like a mixtape or a song. I think he did. I dropped a mixtape called Trap Music, and that's why people like to say like he originated, because he was the first one to use trap music together. So I guess it's just how you want to look at it. Who who you feel like started it, but I'm gonna go with T.I. for the trap era. I think T.I. started it. In my eyes.
So, all right, T.I. started. Jeezy was in it. Gucci perfected it. All the same thing. But
we gotta give one more credit though. Since we down south, man, you can't forget about who brought these people to the light. It was my people, Outkast, man. Outkast brought all these dudes to the light. So if it wasn't for Outkast putting on for the Dirty South, none of these people be heard of till later on. They probably wouldn't have been relevant.
That is very true. Outkast is one of my favorite rap groups of all time, so I'm 100% with that.
Outkast in their own lane, like it's really unspeakable because they're in the realm of music like Jay-Z is. It's just timeless, classic music. That's it. So I can't really say that Outkast has an era. It's just forever.
Forever?
But
forever. Okay, I got you.
Yes. So yeah, I'll shout out to them, man. For real. Number one selling rap group of all time. We love to see it. We love to achieve it. It's Black History Month, baby. Let's spread this. Let's spread this.
Let's spread this Black History love.
Yes, sir. Black Lives Matter.
Okay. So we got a small gap in time from 2005 to 2009, a little 4-year span. Who was running it?
2005.
Oh, now wait. From 2005 to 2009, we already know who running that. We going Lil Wayne, brother.
Yeah, Lil Wayne with the mixtape.
We say Lil Wayne, bro. Lil Wayne definitely had that era.
Hold on. It's two people. You might not like it, Ferg, but you gotta give this praise.
It's got to be Kanye.
Kanye. You gonna say Kanye?
Kanye.
You gonna say Kanye? You gonna say Kanye? Okay. Listen now. Okay. Whatever my views is on Kanye now, back then Kanye was definitely one of my favorite rappers, bro. Like Kanye was basically like that rapper for me that really like put me into music. Really, like once Kanye came out, like I was really head over heels for music. So it hurts me that I have my views that I have for him now. But Kanye was definitely that dude, bro. In that era, college dropout, late registration, especially when he did that whole thing with 50 Cent, who was going to sell the most. I don't know why 50 did that, because Kanye definitely outsold him. Graduation. I don't know why he hurted his career like that. But you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Kanye definitely had an era, bro. He had a big, that's like unspeakable, because Kanye had a big influence on music, period, bro. And he had a big influence on music, on the culture, period, bro. That's why it really hurts me to my views now on him, bro, the way he is now, but like, because he was such a big impact to the hip hop culture, bro. He really was.
Right.
Two things. So as far I'm gonna speak on Lil Wayne first. So as far as Lil Wayne, he killed it. It's amazing. It's amazing how two giants were able to walk at the same time, side by side, and not collide with each other. They did make music together, here and there. He produced tracks for him. He produced tracks for him. He sung on his track. He rapped on his track. Things like that.
Kanye produced the whole album. Almost a whole album.
So it's amazing that they were able to walk side by side because I want to say fall 2007 is when Graduation dropped, and then summer 2008 is when the Carter 3 dropped, and those albums were able to ride side by side and blow up and play on your radio day and night. It's amazing that they were able to do that. Wayne had Black people wanting to be skateboarders. Kanye had Black people want to be prep. He had people in pink polos with the collar popped up. You had white boys out here wearing 3 polos. 2 popped up, 1 laid down, and they had the Van sneakers on with the ripped jeans. I ain't gonna stunt. I wore 2. I had a mean outfit. I had a white polo over a blue polo. Both collars popped up. I had the light jeans with the rip at the knees. They was look. I was probably $135 wearing the 34, but a 34 wide leg. With
boot cut.
The Vans
Boot cut.
Yeah, boot cut. And I had the Vans on, and I drew a blue Spider-Man on the front with silver glitter. But you cannot tell me I was not fresh. I was fresh.
Right.
So you had a duck hair book bag on too.
Yes, with the duck hair, book bag.
The duck hair book bag. Ooh wee.
Bro, that's one thing. That's one thing that Kanye bought back out. Wearing book bags.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He was rocking the Louis bags.
Yeah, everybody started wearing book bags all the time after that. Especially when we hit college. You was wearing a book bag to the calf, and it was Friday with no classes. You was wearing a book bag to basketball games, and we was on college, and we was on winter break. So it's just like everybody just wearing a book bag now. So I appreciate both artists because they really did kill their era. I'm just amazed.
Yeah.
Kanye, Lil Wayne, boom, 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 boom.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Loved it.
Yeah, man. I did. That was, like you said, definitely a big time. And then, like I think Jay was about to say also, T-Pain during that era too, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was holding it down for like, the R&B hip hop world. So it was like a 3-headed goat at the time. Kanye, T-Pain, and Lil Wayne.
And Lil Wayne.
Exactly.
I mean,
Got
you got them all working together and they making their own type of music. It's just like the sound is just unbelievable. Like that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good quality music. That's what you call good quality music because everybody in their own lane. They have their own different sounds, but they all putting out different work that sounds amazing. It's great.
Facts.
Yeah.
I love
it. Facts. Yeah. I agree with that, brother. I like it.
Yeah. I like it too. So now we up to what? The Travis Porter era. But you know,
so back up to
we spoke pretty heavily on that.
The Migos before the Migos. I want to say that real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Travis Porter was the Migos before Migos.
Yeah.
I want to say that.
One thing about that, somebody had mentioned this. Somebody said, it was on Twitter, of course. Everything is on Twitter. You want to see something funny? Get a Twitter. That's my plug, Twitter. I want my $5. Cash out me, R by Montez with a $sign in the front. Somebody said they never seen Travis Porter and the Migos in the same room.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
They never done anything together, have they?
That's what I'm saying. So they were pretty much trying to say that the Travis Porter just formed into renamed themselves the Migos, and it just took off.
Because they're trying to say that Travis Porter is parents to Migos.
Facts.
I don't know. I don't know how well I don't know how well I
kind of
can
like
see
that.
that.
It's
I
just
really
like 50. It's just like 50. You got 50 Cent and you got Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
I mean,
you got Kanye West. You got Big Sean.
Okay. So you know the thing about it. Okay, here's the thing about it though. If we like sat down with the niggas right and asked them like, who inspired you guys, for your sound and stuff like that, they probably gonna tell you like they probably wasn't really an inspiration to how they like really sound, especially about the way they rap and stuff and their rhythms and flow. They probably want to tell you it might not be an inspiration because they kind of started kind of a wave of that. But you can't help. I don't think they can't help but to say that Travis Porter might be some type of influence. You know what I'm saying? Like I know there was probably like I know because I know Travis Porter was heavy in Atlanta scene, especially in strip club. Like
Yeah.
most of their music was for strip club music. In Atlanta, that's how they got their music out. Like they make music and they go down to like the strip club. If it pops in the strip club, then they know they got a banger. And that's how they do it. So you know what I'm saying? I know like Migos was like, yeah, like these guys buzzing hard in strip clubs, we gotta do that too. Or you know what I'm saying, or some type of form of that.
Yeah.
right.
Let them tell it, they might not tell you that, but I don't know.
I don't know.
All right,
We'll
so
never know until we get them on the show.
Since
Pretty much.
we around this time, we cannot. I would be appalled if somebody didn't point this out when they watch this.
T-Time. Oh, I thought you was about to say somebody else. Yes.
Who say? Oh, bad.
Sipping Easter Pink. I'm sipping Easter Pink.
Future.
Future. Come on, man.
Yes.
Future.
Thanks, bro.
Future.
Thanks.
2003 hit the scene. 2003. Come on, bro.
Thanks.
Sipping Easter Pink was the first time I heard of Future. And I was like, who is this?
Thanks.
He is gone to the moon. Because this track is hard, bro. I ain't lying, bro. I'm going to the moon, Easter Pink, that whole, you know what I'm saying, whole thing.
Man. Future, when Future came out, I don't even know, bro. Future came out snapping so hard right off the gate. But still, so when we was really on them early college days, so '09, so basically just like hype music, bro. I guess at that time we really wanted to hear a lot of stuff that's going to pop at parties. That's what we really wanted to hear. You wanted to go to the club mainly to hear some dope music. You went to the parties to hear some dope music, and Future had it, bro. Future was snapping on everything he was dropping. Astronaut, all those mixtapes he was dropping.
Yes.
All that, bro. All that. He came out snapping so hard, yo. So yeah, we definitely gotta talk about the Future era, bro. Because
of course.
that was real.
Because he definitely goated 5 albums, maybe 6 in a row. All of them. Bangers.
Yeah.
And I'm talking back to back to back. Like at that time, like I remember perfect. I remember I used to have an Infinity J30. Call it the Jelly Bean.
Yes,
Jelly
sir.
Bean. The Jelly
Bean. So I had Future playing in the car. And somebody said, "Hey bro, you heard that new Future?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm playing it, bro." And they was like, "No, nigga, that was two mixtapes ago." I was like, "What?" I was like, "No, I know I'm not that far behind." But he had dropped music back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
and like everything went hard. Like he had my graduation years. Yes, it took me multiple years to graduate. We're gonna talk about that. Love Auntie. But yes, he had my graduation years popping, and even after I graduated college, he had those club years for me popping. Like when I finally became a fake adult and started fake adulting, I still went to college parties, and I went to grown and sexy parties too, and Future owned it. He owned it. If it wasn't Future playing, it was another person playing, but we ain't got to him yet. Cause he's on that, he getting up to that Jay-Z, the Jay-Z level, the Outkast level of just GOAT status. Y'all shaking y'all head because y'all know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah. But before we go there,
let's wrap up the Future. Yeah. But yes, Future goated, bro, for real. Like he really snapped. He snapped.
Once again, bro, I was on Twitter. Yeah, right. But once again, I was on Twitter and I saw this tweet and somebody said the projects that Future put out within the 10 years. It was like 20 names on that. I was like, bro, I did not realize he put out so much projects within 10 years, bro. There's people out
Yes,
here who've been in the game for 10 years and put out 2 albums. Bro, he's been in the game 10 years, and I promise there had to be at least, I could have sworn there'd been at least 20 projects on that list. Maybe more, bro. He put out
Bro,
so
you
much
got
music within those 10 years. Within 10 years, bro. He put out a lot of music.
real
facts.
quick.
And
You
Snap,
got
and
Pluto,
just about almost everything is Snap.
Honest, DST2, Evolve, Future, Hendrix, The Wizard, How of Life. That's just what 6. That's from
Exactly.
That's just 6, bro.
2012 to 2020, and that's
And
not
all
even
of them.
main
that's not even
albums.
considering collaborative mixtapes.
Exactly.
Right.
All of
We
them.
ain't even gonna go
Right.
there.
All of them.
We ain't even gonna go there, but yeah, y'all get it.
Exactly, bro.
All of
Definitely.
them.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Y'all got a favorite project by Future?
I just said he goated everything he put out. But
I'm going.
I'm asking you have a favorite project. You might have a favorite project by Future.
Honest is probably my favorite album. Collaborative is probably be What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think my favorite project from Future might be Dirty Sprite 2.
Oh yeah.
The Dirty Sprite 2, but Dirty Sprite 2 hit crazy hard.
And
Dirty
Beast
Sprite
Mode,
2
maybe Beast Mode.
maybe Monster. I'm gonna say
Okay,
Dirty Sprite
yeah.
2 and Monster.
I'll give you that.
okay.
They just put Monster on Apple Music, bro. I've been listening. Take me down memory lane, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say Dirty Sprite 2 and Monster.
I
Those
got
are
you.
my 2 favorites so far.
Yeah. So
All right, so
for me,
go ahead, break
it'd
up.
be it'd be Dirty Sprite 2 and whatever project March Madness on. I love that song.
56 Nights, right?
That was on
Was it
56 Nights. Yeah,
56
that was on
Nights.
56 Nights.
56
Yeah.
Nights.
Yeah, I like
Love
that
it.
one too. I forgot about that 56 Nights. I like that too.
Yeah,
And guess what else? Guess what else y'all need to know
Future.
before we head on to the next thing?
What's up?
Y'all connected. Come on, Wi-Fi lit. Bro, that's one of my favorite Future songs, bro. Wi-Fi lit, bro. That joint go hard, bro.
You do, bro.
Anyway,
That
I ain't
is
gonna hold you.
hilarious.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
He's stupid, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. So I mentioned it just a few seconds ago. We're gonna go ahead and touch on the light-skinned goat. I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. There's an artist that dropped the mixtape in 2008, one of the greatest mixtapes of our time. Everybody thought it was an album, but it was just a mixtape. But I'm gonna let them talk because I put them on. That's why I'm gonna just let them talk. Go ahead, fellas. Take it away.
I would say how I got onto this person. So definitely to this point of time, Kanye was my favorite rapper, right? He was my favorite rapper. My boy Ted's here asked me, have I heard of this guy named Drake? I say, no, I have not. Like, bro, go listen to this mixtape. I think So Far Gone was out. He was like, go listen to So Far Gone.
Yep.
Listen to it. I called him like probably like a week later. I was like, yeah, bro, I got a favorite new rapper. It became Drake. I promise you, Drake became my favorite new artist just off So Far Gone, bro.
Yep.
Amazing mixtape, bro. Amazing mixtape. Definitely became my favorite artist. I was like, Kanye who? Definitely, bro. That's how I got put on the Drake. That's how I got put on the Drake.
Let me tell you 2 things you should never do. One, introduce Drake to a cancer. And 2, drink while you're listening to Drake. Man, listen, those 2 things right there made me a fan. I love some Drake, bro. Drake is one of my favorite artists. That So Far Gone, like D said, it hit me different when I listened to it because at that time when I was young, I was trying to find my way, and it was like the perfect music to help me find my way. I'm like, wow, who is this nigga talking to my phone? But that Thank Me Later, it hit too, man. It hit too. I ain't gonna lie. Then everything else that followed after that, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. Man, come on, man. Like
everything.
Big. It just got bigger.
Put you in your feelings, man.
It got bigger, man.
Got me in my feelings, man.
So since we on Drake, right? And we're talking about eras. So we know definitely Drake has an era, bro. Like, do you think Drake, so we're talking present now. Do you think Drake is still in an era? Or do you think it might be coming down to the end, or are we out of the Drake era, period? What you think?
Okay, so I seen this question. This question was posed to me. It was actually sent to me by Ferg. It was academics. stating that Drake era was over and somebody new was taking over.
My bad. It was Charlamagne the God.
Charlamagne the God.
Yeah, Charlamagne the God. Yeah.
Hey, every time I think about Charlamagne, I always think about Webby.
Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. Charlamagne Gay. That's what I say. Charlamagne Gay. Charlamagne Gay the God, Angela Yee.
So that's what Charlamagne said, that Drake era was over and some new guy was coming in. We gonna speak about him in a second. No, Drake era is not over. Everybody that I know is anticipating this album that he is going to release. When, we don't know. It was supposed to drop last month, but he pushed it back. He said due to some surgical whatever. Yeah. He giving the same excuse that everybody else is giving their job. Coronavirus going on. I ain't coming into work.
So it works, Karen.
Hey, it does work. Like, yeah, I got tested and my 14 days ain't up yet. I ain't gonna be doing
that part. Hey, it's protocol. You gotta take it.
I'm gonna be
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Listen, Drake. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I got a hat on for a reason. I got a heart shape in my head right now, waiting for that album. I'm telling you right now. I got a part right here. Nah, but for real, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Everybody get it. He's transcendent. I mean, come on.
Listen, bro. I also agree with you, Tez, bro. I don't think the Drake era is over yet. And yeah, honestly, he probably might be he might have the longest running era, honestly, really. So I guess we could say his start at was So Far Gone. So So Far Gone was really big, and everybody, was on him at the time. And I guess the era will have to come to an end where like people don't want to listen to you no more. I guess I don't want to say that either because I still want to listen to people like Jay-Z, but I don't think Jay-Z we're not in the era of like Jay-Z anymore. But if Jay-Z drops something, best believe it's going platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I still feel like Drake is in there. Like he is still one of those top artists. Like we're like you said, anticipating the album. He's still on radio hits. He's still on Hot 100. You know what I'm saying? Billboard became Billboard. Yep. He just became. He just had a record for having over 50 billion streams on Spotify. The only artist to do that. So when you have achievements like that, you can't say that his era is over.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? So to make a small comment on that, you say you say when someone's era comes to an end, it's always when someone don't want to listen to him anymore or something like that. So the way I see you ending someone's era ending is your fan base goes down. You're not really putting out popping music like that, or you transcend to the forever category. Drake is transcending to the forever category. Everybody's gonna forever be a fan. One person who is still out, Chris Brown, he's transcended to the forever realm. We did leave him out. He didn't have an era that stood over other people, but he did have his own era because he did bring the R&B music back. And it just kept going and going and going up until he got in a fight with somebody else who's goated, Rihanna. Rihanna's goated. Like people are, if she makes a song and says 5 words, if she makes a single and says 5 words on it, people are going to listen to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So her, Drake, Rihanna, Chris Brown, they have all transcended to the forever realm. An era has ended for somebody. Everybody may not agree, but it's my opinion. Nicki Minaj.
Oh yeah. That's the dollar, bro. I think we all. Oh yeah,
that's water over the dam at this point. I mean, come on. But since we,
I think her era ended when her Safari broke up.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that was her era ended.
Yeah,
because in my opinion, but
even though Safari wasn't writing her music.
Right.
So yeah.
Supposedly,
So real quick, because we right here
Right.
at this spot. So since we're right here with the Drake type of conversation, let's bring up two artists, one being J. Cole and one being Kendrick Lamar. So because we're gonna call this the internet era of where underground artists has a chance to become major artists, so to speak.
Yeah.
So artists like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole transcended in this era when the Drake, so to speak, came to be a dominant figure in hip hop. I remember when we first heard J. Cole. He was a local artist out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Everybody knows the story.
6.
Yeah. Anyway,
rest of my city.
you know what I'm saying? He really jumped off to a hot start. Came up with the mixtape. Carvin brought the mixtape thing back around and kind of got his name out there with the mixtape series. And so, Darius, can you feed a little bit more for that, J. Cole?
Yeah. So definitely, you already know J. Cole had the warm up, the come up that he had Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights is what really was one of that mixtape that everybody was really buzzing. I remember at A&T, one of the organizations I was part of for music, we was giving out Friday Night Light mixtapes. Jay-Z signed them to his label. He was like the first artist to the label, and he was on Jay-Z's Blueprint 3 album. And from there, bro, it was just up. And honestly, J. Cole and Kendrick, we're talking about that. J. Cole and Kendrick also, like I said, made their own lane in like this Drake era, right? Because they kind of came around the same time. So like the Drake, I guess like 09 era, they was calling like the new Renaissance, right? So it's like the ASAP, Drake, Big Sean, Wale, J. Cole. They kind of came around 09. So for him and Kendrick when came in 2010, for them to be the artists that they are now during this Drake era, that's a dope achievement. That's a dope accomplishment, yeah.
Yep.
Because Drake was everywhere. Like he was taking over everything, bro. He was taking over everything.
And I remember making a statement to Ferg when J. Cole first came out. I said that everybody ain't really on J. Cole page right now because Drake is just taking over. And at this moment, I feel that J. Cole is getting overlooked and it's not his time to shine just yet. And when he dropped his album and whatnot, the very first album, everybody was still trying to get a feel for him, this and that. And things just got popping for him after that. But he did transcend to the forever realm. Kendrick Lamar transcended. ASAP fell off. Wale fell off. Big Sean, he's still in the mix.
Still fighting, treading water.
He's still treading.
Wale still fighting.
He doggy paddling right now. He's doggy paddling right now. We're gonna give him a chance to keep his head above water, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Wale has the potential of dropping something better than Ambition. Can I tell you? He has the potential. That's what I'm saying. He has right now. Wale has the potential of dropping something better than Ambition. Is he gonna do it? I don't know. But I feel like he has. You're right. In my opinion, I feel like he has the potential right now to drop something better than Ambition.
I feel you.
I do.
Okay.
Nice.
Bringing it up to 2021. This guy, he came out he actually came out maybe 2019, I believe, like late 2019, and he just like really took over 2020. He really held it down for music, period. Every time, I didn't even know who he was until about November because I was getting him confused with two other artists that had similar names.
Go ahead and spit it out, sis.
Lil Baby.
Lil
Baby.
All of my babies. They want to see me on TV. And I got something to 2020. Yes, sir. It's the year of the babies. Yeah, exactly. It's the year of the babies. Lil Baby, Dub Baby, all that. It's the year.
This is their era. Little Baby and the Baby, they are in this era right now.
They taking over. And I can't forget about the baby goat of all two of them. I gotta go, my boy NBA Youngboy. He up there too.
Oh yeah, NBA Youngboy is in the era, bro. This is like this is like an NBA little baby, the baby
The baby.
era, bro.
Yeah. They all
It's
meshed
like
together
it's like
well.
bro. They did, bro. Yeah.
Honest moment. I cannot tell you one. What's his name? Young baby.
NBA young boy.
Young boy.
Yeah,
I
young
can't
boy.
I can't recite one of his songs. I can't tell you one of his songs.
I
He
understand,
does
that's
not
cool.
appeal to me. I feel that he's someone who thrives off of teenage guilt, hurt, whatever you want to say, whatever that is, aggression, teenage aggression, and that's who he makes music for. So I am too grown to be listening to some teenage aggression music. So I give
That
props
part.
to Lil Baby and Da Baby for 2020, 2021. So that's where my praise goes. So what about y'all? Who's running it? Who's running it?
Definitely, like you said, little baby, the baby. You know, in our opinion, definitely NBA young boy. But somebody I wanted to bring up that I feel like would have had an era if he didn't pass. Pop Smoke, bro. I think Pop Smoke would have had a. I think Pop Smoke would have had a big era, bro, if he didn't pass. Yo, he was definitely taking over that New York drill scene. I mean, the best in it. I mean, you know, we got other artists like 5EO and Lil TJ, but Pop Smoke was definitely the best in that New York drill scene. So if he didn't pass away, man, he would have been like another 50 Cent. He would have had, a couple of years under his belt where he would have just been snapping, yo. He definitely would have.
Yep.
That's my opinion. And somebody I feel like who has potential. There's actually two people, bro. So somebody who's been out for a little while that I think still has potential of getting bigger, Lil Durk. Lil Durk been snapping lately. He's been buzzing hard. Lil Durk been snapping.
The Voice album.
He's been bro. He's been snapping lately. He's been buzzing hard. A lot of people are wanting to work with him now, and I feel like he's definitely rising, bro.
He's definitely transcended into.
He's definitely he's getting bigger. He's getting
2021.
Bigger.
I'm looking forward to hearing some more Lil Durk.
Oh yeah, 2021,
especially
bro,
after all that's transpired within the last year of 2020. I think Lil Durk got some stuff to put out. Definitely.
I want to say I want to make the assumption that the only reason that Lil Durk is coming into his era is because a lot of Chicago rappers are dying. A lot of young guys, they're dying. And it's allowing him to transcend to one of the top names in rap today. Pray for Chicago, man. Pray for everywhere, but mainly Chicago, man. There's a lot of young kids out here dying for no reason. You shooting, like, you just shooting for no. What are you shooting for? You like Jay-Z said, you fighting over a block that you don't even own. So
put the guns down.
Yeah,
get educated.
Facts. Yeah, bro. But yeah, so I definitely agree with that. And I also want to say an artist that I think is buzzing right now with potential having an era future is Pooh Shiesty. I don't know if you. I'm not pretty sure what y'all.
Out of Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, I follow.
Yeah, signed to Gucci's 1017 Brick Squad. Yeah, so Pooh Shiesty is definitely an artist who's I think is definitely buzzing, snapping right now. Who also has potential having that future era. So yeah.
And last but not least, before we exit out of here, it would only be right if I didn't. It would be wrong if I didn't mention my boy Murray. I'm looking forward to 2021 after the Quicksand video and after the other two videos he put out. From the Fayetteville, North Carolina, another person that's going to put on hard for North Carolina. Look out for him 2021. I seen that he's been doing some work with Southside. So I'm looking forward to hearing that mixtape or whatever they got coming out. I seen something coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm with that.
So we're gonna go ahead and get this summed up for y'all. We're gonna get out of here pretty soon. There are a lot of artists that are out that we didn't mention. We got people, coming out of Houston. You got Meg Thee Stallion. We got people, just taking over R&B game. You got Giveon. You got Summer Walker. You got her. These people are top in their game, but we are discussing eras for this show, and the people that we mentioned are definitely holding it down in their era. So I mean, if you can think of anybody else or anything that we didn't mention, please just let us know. Send us a little DM, whatnot. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. Your boy Tez is clocking out.
I'm your boy Ferg.
And I'm your boy Jay. And this is another episode of SoundByte. So until next time, stay tuned in.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of SoundByte. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe, and be on the lookout for our next drop.